All right, let's jump right into this. We're going to talk about a simple but really powerful idea for living a life you won't regret. We'll call it the gray hair test, and it all boils down to one single, unavoidable question about your future. So, check out this quote. It's from an ancient Chinese general named Yu Fei, and it's almost 1,000 years old. And yet, doesn't it just cut right to the core of everything? It's this incredibly stark warning. Time is the one thing you can never, ever get back. And that's really what we're digging into here. This isn't just about getting older, it's about being accountable to the person you're going to become. So, when your hair is gray, what are you going to see when you look back? A life you chose? A life of intention? Or just a landscape of drift where you kind of let things happen to you? To answer that, first we have to understand the real enemy here. I mean, why is it so easy to just drift through life? Well, the problem isn't some big, mysterious character flaw. As we're about to see, it's actually in how we structure or don't structure our days. You know this feeling, right? I think we all do. It's that sense of being busy all day long, running around, doing stuff. But then when your head finally hits the pillow, you think, what did I actually accomplish today? And you can't name one single meaningful thing. One day like that, no big deal. But when those days start stacking up, well, that's how you accidentally build a life of regret. But here's a game-changing way to think about it, inspired by the management guru Peter Drucker. Drifting isn't a moral failing. It's not about being lazy. It's a structural failing. Just think about it. You are the CEO of your own life, and if the CEO doesn't set the agenda for the day, then no one will. Or worse, you'll just end up working on everyone else's agenda instead of your own. Okay, so if the problem is a lack of structure, the solution is pretty clear, right? We have to build some. So let's talk about the architecture of accomplishment, how you actually build a day that has real intention behind it. And it all starts with this. This right here might be the most powerful question you can ask yourself every single morning. And notice how specific it is. It's not, what are my goals, plural. It's, what is the one thing? Just by asking that, you're creating this incredible focus, this clarity. You're defeating the tyranny of the undefined day before you've even had your coffee. And here is the dead simple 3-step recipe for putting that into practice. 1, name it. What is it? 2, make it super specific. Not be productive, but write 500 words of the first chapter. See the difference? And 3, hold yourself accountable. At the end of the day, there's no wiggle room. It's a simple yes or no. Did you do it? That's it. Okay, but that leads to another question, doesn't it? With a million things you could do, how do you pick that one thing? How do you know what actually matters? Well, the great writer Leo Tolstoy gave us a beautiful compass for this. Love. Is the thing you're choosing to do an act of service? Does it help your team, your family, your community? Because at the end of the day, those are the accomplishments that really, truly last. All right, so you've got your plan, you've picked your one thing. But we all know what happens next, right? Life happens, you hit a roadblock, you get tired, you get distracted, and that's why just having a plan is only half the battle. The other half is the mental game. You have to train your mind to actually execute. And this right here is so, so crucial. We love to think we'll rise to the occasion under pressure, but that's not how it works. You don't rise to the level of your expectations, you fall to the level of your training. When things get tough, you default to your habits. So if you've trained yourself to get distracted, that's what you'll do. But if you've trained yourself to push through, you'll push through. So how do we actually do that training? Well, we've got this awesome little toolkit for building what's called poise. There are 3 main tools. First, you visualize success. Second, you learn to play the "it's so good" game. We're definitely going to dig into that one. And third, you strategically manage your focus to build confidence from your past wins. Let's really zoom in on that second one. Okay, this sounds a little weird, but stick with me because it's a game changer. When things get difficult, when you feel that friction and every part of you wants to quit, you train yourself to actually smile and say, "it's so good." Why on earth would you do that? Because you're rewiring your brain. You're teaching it that friction isn't a threat, it's the feeling of growth. It's proof that the real work is getting done. And the result of all this training is poise. You know that quality you see in top performers, that grace under pressure? They aren't calm because they're superhuman and don't feel stress. No way. They're calm because they have trained for the pressure. They've played the "it's so good" game so many times that a challenge starts to feel familiar, not terrifying. But now we get to the big paradox of all this. All this talk of intense effort, of pushing through challenges, it is completely meaningless without its other half, intentional rest and recovery. I mean, this slide says it all. We modern humans are Kinda weird. We're pretty much the only species on the planet that actively fights its own biology. Every other mammal gets this simple cycle. You push hard when it's light out, and you rest hard when it's dark. But us, with our artificial light and caffeine and endless screens, we're sabotaging our ability to do the very focused work we want to do. So let's put it all together into this simple daily loop. In the morning, you define your one thing. During the day, you execute it with focus. When you hit a challenge, you welcome it. You play the It's So Good game. And at night, you join the rest of the animal kingdom and you actually rest. That's the cycle. And that simple cycle, repeated over and over, is what builds a life of intention. And this brings us right back to where we started. See, each day isn't just a day. It's like your entire life in miniature. And every single evening gives you a chance to do a little dress rehearsal for that final gray hair test. Here's a super practical way to do that nightly accounting. Just a simple checklist. Did I define my one thing? Did I act as a good teammate to others? When things got tough, did I embrace the challenge? Was I focused? And finally, right now, am I actually resting to prepare for tomorrow? This quick check-in keeps you on track one day at a time. And that's really the secret, isn't it? It all comes down to the power of one. One defined day, one specific task, one choice, repeated. You can forget the grand, stressful 5-year plan. Just focus on winning today. If you can accomplish that one thing, the years and that life of intention, they'll take care of themselves. So let's end where we began. The gray hair is coming for all of us. That's a certainty. The only variable is what we'll see looking back. A smile or a sigh. By defining our days, training our attention, and respecting our need for rest, we earn that smile. And the choice is ours to make. Not someday in the future, but today. It starts tomorrow morning.